Good morning. My name is John Ruszkowski, and yes, my real name is John, for those of you who are not aware. For my chapel, I would like to explain how we should always trust our gut feeling when making decisions. People claim that your gut is never wrong, and this is how I would like to tell the story of how I trusted my gut and chose to go to Lumiere for high school. When I was in 8th grade, people always asked me if I knew where I would attend for high school. I would always say Michigan City or Culver Academy, but honestly, I had no idea of where I wanted to go to school, because I also looked at St. Ignatius in Chicago and Marquette Catholic High School. I was almost certain that one of these schools is where I would likely end up for the next 4 years. When people ask me, why not Lumiere? I would simply say because I am not smart enough to attend such a prestigious school, and I also had little information about the school, not knowing anyone who really went there. In the winter of my 8th grade year, I narrowed my options down to 2 schools, Culver and Michigan City. I was almost dead set on going to Culver due to receiving lots of scholarship money and had visited the campus frequently. Knowing that this might be the school of my choice, my family and I decided to go back to Culver one last time for an open house visit. During this time, I was able to talk to many coaches and teachers. As I was walking around from station to station, a man looked at me and said hello, and then asked if I liked to jump. I thought this was a very odd question, and I said, yeah, of course I do. I said this at the time because I thought I could jump pretty high because I was able to touch the bottom of a backboard of a basketball hoop. He became very happy and asked, how often do I practice jumping? I said almost every other day because I play basketball almost every other day. The man's eyes got wide and a huge smile drew upon his face. That's great, he said. There are not many male jumpers, so you'd be great for my team. I knew that this was wrong. This confused me. I never knew jumping was a sport. It was at this point I gave the man a very confused look, and I looked behind him, and I saw pictures of horses jumping over fences. He saw how confused I looked, and we both looked at each other and walked away. This is the last time I visited Culver. A couple weeks go by, and a bunch of my friends were going to take a look at Lumiere. Not having much interest at all, my parents convinced me that I should at least take a look at the school, so I thought, why not? I was able to miss a day of school. When I arrived with my mom, we waited an extra 30 minutes in the office due to the fact that the person I was supposed to be shadowing was late. That person was Amir. And if you know him, you can imagine how that went. The day went on, and I was able to experience what an average day was like at this school. Going around, I was met with many smiling and welcoming faces. At the end of the day, Amir showed me a great time around the school. People who I had never met before already made me feel like I was a student. At the other schools I shadowed at, I felt like I was a person following another student's footsteps. But at Lumiere, I already felt connected with the student body. I came home that day telling my parents of how I had such a great time and how I should look more into it. When it was finally time to pick a school, my decision was between Lumiere or Michigan City. My parents sat me down and said, this is my choice, but for me to attend Lumiere, I would have to find a job and pay for some of the tuition. This was difficult, as I did not want to start working and pay for my own high school education. Thinking about whether or not if I should save the money and go to Michigan City, my gut choice was to help pay the tuition and attend Lumiere. My gut was not wrong, and I have been able to get the most out of my high school education and experience. My time at Lumiere has been everything I could have asked for. Usually I do a sport for the winter season, but this year I reached out of my comfort zone by trying a new activity. My gut was telling me that I should try Science Olympiad, and so I did. Little did I know I would have a lot of fun and exciting memories, such as walking to McDonald's to a worker screaming at us that she was going to call Goshen police. Mr. Smith, we did not have the police called on us, but she did let us order our food eventually. Along with having a fun time, I was able to build relationships with people who I hardly ever talked to. I was happy that I went with a gut feeling and trying something new, as I would not have had these relationships and memories with some people. Trusting my gut has led me to go to Lumiere High School. Going to Lumiere has been the best choice for me. Even getting a job to help pay for some of the tuition has been beneficial. Getting a job has opened many opportunities for me, such as receiving the Chick Evans Scholarship. I would not have had these amazing opportunities if I did not trust my gut. As you can tell, I'm happy that I have always trusted my gut, as it has never let me down. Your gut is never wrong, and I would not be here today if I did not trust my gut feeling. I hope you all go and trust your gut feeling, because your gut will always lead you in a positive direction. As LeBron James once said, Warren Buffett told me once, and he said, follow your gut. When you have that gut feeling, you have to go with it and don't go back on it. Thank you and trust your gut.